here in Albuquerque talking about real estate. We got to do a little bit of crystal ball forecasting here, Tracy.
Okay. I know you've been doing a lot of research and looking at a lot of people that have prognosticators and what they're all thinking and saying.
Prognosticate in public.
Yeah. Well, so here we are prognosticating. No.
So we are going to I can say that.
We have our own feet on the street beliefs, right?
Yeah.
So
and that's what I want to hear what you're thinking, because I've got data, but I want to hear what you're like, just like the feel, like the gut instinct of what 2024 is going to be like in real estate.
Okay, you done talking? Okay, cut me off.
Welcome to our dinner conversation.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I see all these different people from all over the country or world or wherever they're at telling us what we're going to expect in Albuquerque. But we're here with feet on the street, 30 people working together on Venturi Realty Group to help home buyers and sellers and investors with their real estate needs. And what my belief is for 2024 is that almost 8,000 some houses that were sold this past year, I think we're going to be up. I think we're going to sell more homes this year in our market. I don't know if we'll be to the 11,000, but that's not my deal. That's more you numbers. But I feel like we're already seeing an uptick. There are people who were kind of on the fence, waiting to buy, people waiting to sell, and some waiting till the holidays were over. And I feel a bit of energy around the market picking up. I believe, based on everything I've seen, our home prices are going to continue to go up in 2024. Again, a nice steady pace, maybe a little bit above what's healthy of 3 to 4%. Maybe it's more 5 to 6%. I know I'm not the numbers girl, but I believe that's kind of what we're going to see for the year.
I heard somebody say it feels like it's a rubber band that's been stretched and stretched, like our housing market, as in you've got all this pent up energy around wanting to sell or wanting to buy, and there's just a lot of like, okay, I just want to get this going, right? And so I feel like there is something going to happen in that sense. There's a lot of energy, I think, around that, and that, we just don't know, but that's the feeling we have based on lots of conversations with lots of people.
I think too, we have a lot of really great loan programs available for a lot of different circumstances right now. There was a time where there was just not, if you did not fit in this tiny little box with your credit score and your employment or your net worth or whatever, you couldn't get a loan. I think we're to a point now where it's very solid lending. It's not like risky. It's not like
2005 loans.
No, not like that. You still have to qualify. You have to have decent credit, but there are loans for, let's say you need to sell to buy, right? And you're going, oh, how do I do that? I don't want to sell and have to move somewhere just to be able to buy. There's plenty of lenders locally now who can do bridge loans, or they can do home equity lines of credit against the value of your current home to get you money. Yeah. So lots of really good lending programs.
Let me give you some just kind of across the board, some
data.
Yeah. What some projections are. So there's one survey that happens every quarter where they this group goes out and surveys 100 different economists and experts in the housing world, and it's the Pulse, the Fannie Mae Pulsenomics, I think is how you say it, and I like to look at it, and there's a few people I kind of follow that are on this survey that jump out at me. Auction.com, the chief economist there, I like, because that group specializes in distressed properties in particular.
Distressed meaning foreclosure type properties.
Yeah, foreclosure. Zillow, we know they got a lot of great data. Anyway, just on and on. CoreLogic, which has probably the largest database on housing in the country, no doubt about it. But across the board, the thing that's interesting, though, is Zillow's projection for the United States is 0 in their most recent read. Now, on this survey of all these different economists, the average is 2.5% price appreciation next year. This year, 2024. But Zillow saying 1.7% zero nationally. The thing I like about the Zillow survey or the Zillow projection is they break out every market, and they put Albuquerque at 1.7%. So they're actually projecting Albuquerque higher than nationally. They're saying zero. I think they're wrong. I think it's not going to be zero. I think there's going to be more appreciation in that.
It's interesting because as you scrolled through all those different places that have put out what they believe is going to happen in 2024, I saw some that were in the 7% range,
Right.
Some minus almost 4% range.
There's one person that's a minus 10, but I think this person specializes in commercial. So that could happen, right? So when you hear things about real estate and that there's a real estate crash coming, well, okay, commercial real estate is a whole different world. And yes, there are some concerns there because of the way the mortgages are structured in commercial, but that's a whole different conversation.
We don't see any sort of crash coming, though. Just to say those words scares me because people heard you say crash, real estate crash, and that's not at all what we're expecting in the residential real estate field.
No, not at all. I would say into 2024, I expect home prices to appreciate in 2024 for the Albuquerque area. I expect the number of sales happening is going to increase. I think 2023 was our low year, and we're just going to see more people, moving up, moving down, moving across, whatever it is. We're going to see mortgage rates, I think, stay relatively flat, probably be in this low 6, mid 6 range all year. Some people are saying we might get into the 5s, but I'm a little.
I think the Fed policy is too tight for that. Yeah. So one of the takeaways from all that you just said to me is for home buyers, don't wait till April, May, June to buy if you're thinking of buying, because that is the peak of home prices for the year. So we're going to see it steadily go up between now and early summer.
Yeah. Well,
and then
probably
typically.
Yeah. Midsummer.
And then it'll flatten out again through the year, but not come down to where we're at today if we follow 30 years of history.
Correct.